I asked someone in my first period who their bias and bias wrecker was. She had the same bias and bias wrecker as me, and I gave her a death stare. Also this guys said someone can become gay because of BTS lol. Hold on to your hats and wigs because it's gonna be a long ride. Basically this happened to me like 3 hours ago. I was at school and today was the third day of the new school year and I was wearing a bracelet that said BTS on it and I wear a hijab, and as you probably know we are not allowed to show our skin, but I made an exception and pulled my sleeves up a little so you can see the bracelet I'm wearing, and I was waiting for the security to open. Then I saw 2 almost 8-year-old boys, and when they saw my bracelet they started screaming their lungs out and yelling BTS, and when I turned to see the person who screamed they became quiet. I knew it was them, but decided not to mention anything. When I turned back to my normal position they started screaming again and again. I turned and saw one of the boys covering the other one's mouth and telling me it's not us, we don't no BTS. I gave them an OMG are you an army smile. Then the gates opened. I was gonna talk to them, but I found their older sister or something looking at me weirdly, like I was a serial killer or something. I decided to leave by saying to them yes I'm stupid. I was showing my aunt some funny BTS videos, and she kept mentioning every time they did the smallest touch on another member that they are gay or could be gay, and she's really religious, so she kept bringing up God into it. I'm presenting a project about how I have been wanting to visit South Korea because it's BTS. Anyways, I'm starting to talk about Korean music and a kid out of the corner of the room just says ugh pop, and I'm like Nejwa. Next I say BTS is widely popular around the globe and personally the greatest people of all time, and boom the kid says ugh BTS, and I stop my presentation and look at the dude and then continue now I hate him Nejwa. Well, one of my girls in my school is a BTS and pop fan, and basically we were going to karate together, and one time after karate lessons I got into a fight with a Dumbo, and then the C's of that army girl saw me, and that day on she ignored me because that Dumbo was her friend. After that I quit karate and now the army sisters hate me. When Boy With Love came out I wore my BTS pullover on that day, and also there's 3 other army in my class. When the MV came out we still had school. After the English lesson we ran out of our classroom trying not to scream, and we ran to the bathroom to watch the MV. Our other classmates followed us and watched the MV with us, but they said BTS looked like girls and we were like the first person I showed the MV to was my grandmother lol. I found BT21 merch on my friend's mom keychain, and I was like I'm Jungkook, my online friend, and I kept spamming my non-K-pop friend with BTS memes / quotes / videos / inside jokes, and she told us to stop, and a few days later we found out she likes Stray Kids, so here we are. Time to get into Stray Kids, but now I'm being spammed. I went to Chuck E. Cheese for my sister's birthday party and they played the light MV. I had a mental breakdown lol and went to sit in a booth alone and sat there smiling like a dork. Then this boy came over and said this is a really good seat, are you an army? I have his phone number now and we literally talked the entire time about BTS. It was also my first encounter with a fanboy. Last week I was flying back home and this boy sits down across from us and plops a Fortnite backpack down in front of him, and we were kinda laughing at that, and then he pulls out a chummy plushie out of his backpack and I just stared at him for a while. Okay, so I wore a shirt that said BTS on it with BT21 shoes. This girl wearing a shirt that had Jimin on it tackled me while screaming army at the top of her lungs. We landed in the road in a puddle. People just stared at us. I bruised my butt and my white BTS shoes were ruined. Me wears a BT21 shirt to Walmart because Walmart some random girl has a BTS jacket with Jimin's name on the back of it. Both of us gives each other the death stare in the checkout line. Me, hey, so what do you think about J-Hope, Joe? Me, I swear to God, crying of laughter. One time I went to a store and saw a girl with a BTS hoodie and I freaked out. I told my sister about 1537 times and we both freaked out. We were saying how famous they were and we were trying to get close to her. I was in the checkout line with my mom and I was wearing a BTS hoodie that had Suga's face on the BTS symbol. The family in front of us checked out and passed me up. The girl passed me up and said I love your hoodie, and after that we never talked to each other again. Well peeps, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for putting in your stories even if it wasn't in the video. Love y'all.